So this is Utah. Sure was cold last night. Got down to 19 degrees. It's beautiful this morning. I'm reluctant to leave this place because look at it out here. I was running the heater last night, and I was running the tank heaters, which keeps the fresh water is mainly what I was worried about in the onboard tank in the trailer from freezing. And so that uses some power from the batteries. And I was checking the battery voltage a few times last night because I was kind of worried about it. You know, I don't use too much power really, but when it's cold like this, I got to run the heater, which has a fan that's kind of powerful, and that uses a fair amount of electricity. And I run the TV a little bit, the water pump, you know, to pump water for, you know, cooking and doing dishes, the toilet, things like that. That uses a little power. All right, so this road here, it's a 3-mile road from our campsite, and I didn't drive this road. I could do it in the truck, no problem, but I wouldn't really want to bring the trailer through here. You can see it gets kind of rutty. It's a lot muddier here. The main road that I took in was real rocky and gravelly. It was really nice. And it would be fine to take that road even if it was rainy and wet out. It wouldn't get muddy and sticky like this kind of dirt here. So I took note of that. I put that in my Google Maps app. I write little notes. Yeah, it's slippery. I mean, I just kind of slipped there a little bit. So I put notes when I find these places. So when I'm driving through this area again, I know that spot is awesome. It's a 2-mile drive on a nice road. I can take that road anytime, you know, unless it was like super snowy or iced over or something like that. I can take that road anytime and camp here in Utah. The dogs love it out here. So I'm not sure if I'm going to leave today. You know, we're trying to get down to Quartzsite. It's like 78 degrees there, which sounds pretty nice. But this weather's perfect, kind of, for me and the dogs. When it's like this, the sun's out. The dogs love it. It takes a lot for Dodger to get cold. You can see how slippery this stuff is. And that stuff will cake up on your tires. And you'll spin out. I mean, it's kind of hard to walk on, actually. And you get stuck in something like that, and it's gonna be real miserable. So that's one reason I like to take these walks with the dogs, is to check out the area so I know what roads to take and what roads not to take. But that's like my worst nightmare, is getting stuck on one of these roads and having to dig myself out. In fact, I don't even know how I'd do that. I mean, it's more like I'd just wait however many days for it to dry up and then just drive out. I try to be real cautious and don't do anything stupid. It started pouring snow right when I got in here, and I was kind of second guessing myself, and I checked the weather report again and again and again just to make sure that I had read everything right, and I saw the forecast, the amount of snow, the temperatures, when the clouds were going to come, that kind of thing. And it turned out I was actually totally right. Today is supposed to be clear, and it's definitely really clear. There's a lot of clouds over there, but where we are, it's super clear. The rest of the day is going to be like this, according to my meteorology skills. But tomorrow is going to be overcast all day, so we won't be getting any solar. I can't really count on that. So if I want to stay another day here, that's something I got to think about. I don't think it's going to snow anymore. I don't think there's going to be any rain, anything like that. And this is kind of a beautiful area. So I'd kind of like to spend the rest of the day here. This is what you do as a nomad. You know, you make decisions on the fly. A lot of times, when I was back in Idaho a couple days ago, I was just a few miles from the exit, and I was positive I was going to go right past it. I had already decided. But the last minute, I decided I was too tired to keep driving on the highway. It was dark at that point, and that's one of my rules, is to not drive in the nighttime. And I realized, you know, there's a dirt road I got to drive on in the nighttime. But I had been on that road before, so I knew it, and I knew it would be a lot safer. It was about 8 or 10 mile drive on this dirt road, but I knew the road, and I knew there wouldn't be any other vehicles on it. So a couple miles before the exit off of the highway, I tapped onto my phone. I was like, okay, show me which exit to take, just to make sure I don't miss it. And I took that exit just a couple miles ahead. It was either that or drive about 80 more miles down the highway to a rest area. That was my original plan, and I was pretty solid on that plan. But you got to be willing to change your plan quickly, because things can happen. You know, you can have things with your vehicle. You know, the Dodgers had diarrhea before one time, and he starts whining and whining. It's like, you got to pull over. You got to pull over right now. So you got to change your plans. Got to have the ability to change your plans quickly sometimes. Echo, come. Look at that, he's coming right away. He's a good dog as long as there's no hooved animals. Echo, come on, right here. So I point right here, and he should come right to my finger. That's a good dog. That's pretty close. There we go. That's a good boy. Actually getting kind of warm. I mean, that's really the key. If you're living a nomad life, you're gonna be changing your plans for good reasons and not as good reasons sometimes. And so now it's kind of what happened here. I was hemming and hawing, and at one point I said, no, I'm gonna go to the next rest area. No, I'm gonna come here. Then when I got here, I saw how much snow was here, and in my head I was like, I'm gonna have to skip this place. I'm just gonna have to. But I took the exit, pulled over, and double checked the weather report again. And at that point I was just 2 miles from this campsite. There was so much snow here, and I thought, it's not a good idea. There was so much clouds. The clouds were so dark. And I just trusted my meteorology skills, and I did it. I don't get frustrated out here. So we're doing things out here, and we're learning. We do make mistakes. And the dogs and I were putting these videos out just to help other people learn about what we're doing, and hopefully encourage some of you to do something kind of like what we're doing. There's a lot of rigs out there to suit everybody's needs, whether you got dogs or a family. You can make it work. I mean, look at where we are right now. These mountains, and there's little trees out here, these low hills. There's a little bit of snow on the ground, but the sun's out. The dogs love it. And now I can decide if I want to stay here another night. It's like, got a lot of freedom. Rancher came by today. He was asking me if I'd seen his cows. He said he's looking for 8 cows out here. He seemed a little worried about them, like he hadn't lost that many cows in a while. So you meet people out here. It's really different than being out in the city. gotta tie Mr. Echo up here on this log in case something comes by. He's smelling a little bit. So could be the rancher's cows out here. So if you like what we're doing, hit that like button for us. Let us know you're watching. We'd like to know you're watching. Echo, catch. Catch. Good boy. Hey Dodger, you can take us back to camp? Take us back to camp? I think I'm gonna stay here another night. So I'm gonna need this hat for probably one more night. And then we'll end up in much warmer weather. This hat is awesome. It's my favorite hat. It's like 20 bucks. And I have two of them. One I got at the store. You can find them. Wherever they sell Carhartt, you can find these, I'm sure. But the cool thing about this hat, it's got these ear flaps, so it keeps your ears warm. And you can just go like this. You put these flaps up, then your ears are exposed. This right here is the face mask, and this is integrated into the hat. I guess it's not the best looking hat. Like it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of dorky, I guess, but man, it's so functional. You wear it like this, and that face mask is now up here inside of it. It's attached, it's fully attached. These ear flaps, you can fold them up. Then you can hear really good. You know, this doesn't impede your hearing too much, but it does a little bit. If your ears are warm enough, you wear it like that. Now you just keep the top of your head warm. It's really warm. I dig this hat so much. That's why I got two of them. My nose gets cold, so I love this feature in your face. Keeps your face warm. You know, you wear this part when it's kind of chilly out or windy out. Put the ear flaps down when it gets colder, and then when it's really cold, like it was this morning and last night, you bring the face mask out. It covers up a little bit of your neck and your chin too. So you get a really good, you know, once you button up your jacket, you get this really good feel. I dig it. You can do this too, and it keeps your neck warm. I've tried other hats. If you got any ideas of other hats you think that would beat this hat, put it down in the comments. See, Dodger's basically convincing me to stay out here because he's so happy, and he was hating the rest areas. The trucks, their air brakes, he just hates it. And I feel bad for him. And he's got to be on the leash. Echo loves it out here too. Echo doesn't mind being on the leash so much, but he totally loves running around out here.